Hello, this is Friendly Cat. We will be playing another Bulgaria achievement. We will be doing Balkan Problem Solved. And in this achievement, we will actually take a focus which allows us to core a great deal of the Balkans, and then we need to control those states. Well, that's not too bad, particularly since we have a few mechanics that let us annex many of the surrounding countries. I would put this on an easy to moderate difficulty, and we're going to walk it through today. It's really not that much combat either. I'm going to be opening with civs because I eventually want to take the intelligence upgrade to boost my ability to improve ideology. That's going to be my plan. We will be doing spies and operatives, and we'll be taking seducers. If you don't get seducers or the operative with that little bullhorn that boosts ideology, go ahead and reject them and try again, because we kind of want those. There's not a lot of RNG in this one, but we'll just try to do what we can to help it out. After the first focus, let's take cooperate with the Zveno. It may seem kind of odd, but we actually want to hold off on the focus that gives us communist support until we've actually taken the communist advisor, demagogue. We will also condemn Macedonian organizations and then take that communist advisor, which gives us plus Communist Party popularity, and appoint communist ministers. Continue down your operations as well. After you have 5 army XP, stop exercising your divisions. You do need or really want that 5 army XP. Continue down to unify the Bourgeois movement, and that's because we don't have the minimum communist support to proceed down the communist path. We will not be taking any of the decisions along the way, including the anti-IMRO propaganda. None of these, just let them sit. We will have time enough to deal with them when we take another focus that helps us out. We also want to take the elusive gentleman because we do need, really, I say need is a strong word, but for this type of strategy, we really want a fair amount of operatives. And because we don't have the communist support, this is kind of odd on this run, I didn't have enough to continue down. We'll just take a 35-day side focus and live with it. Here we go. We finally got the worker strikes. That is the event we were looking for. It seems negative, but actually it's positive because it boosts communist support, which lets us continue down the path. So we'll cancel our other focus and take overthrow the Tsar to eventually head down, again, continue to head down that communist path. And we do need to take one decision. We need to eventually take the allow broad socialist speech just one time, and we're just going to do it once because we need to do that to get through another focus. All right, this is another negative event, but not too bad. I wouldn't have mind getting this earlier because it boosts communist support, but that's okay. We'll take it. We like communist support, and the base stability will... Oh, we got it again. We got them back to back. That's kind of unfortunate. That's kind of unusual. Like I said, there is some RNG, but we really didn't want that because our now stability is low enough that we go into a civil war. I wouldn't restart, but if you really don't want the civil war, you can restart. I'm just going to play through that civil war. It's not the best option, but we're also boosting our ideology in Turkey. So the civil war gives us a little bit of a bonus. I think it's more negative than positive, but we'll take it. As we move our troops around, again, in civil wars, the goal here isn't to destroy or obliterate the enemy or have wonderful victories. It's just to swiftly move through. We will refuse army restrictions, and that will help us on later on. So as we move our divisions around, the goal here is, again, not to obliterate them, but just, looks like they're going to leave that large city, Plovdiv. So let's let them leave and then pin and then move on in. And that's kind of how we're going to do this. Since we have enough divisions due to our high communist support, we will pin and then just move around to Sofia as well. I don't think I won a single battle. I mean, hardly anyone had any casualties on either side, but that completes the civil war. So again, if you get the civil war and you're not looking forward to it, don't worry. You can move right through it and not worry about it too much. We will now take anti-IMRO propaganda. Because we got the Civil War, we're able to now disband our troops, and we're going to meet some infantry and support equipment requirements to progress. The research looks a little bit odd, just like with my other Bulgaria run. I'm planning to license some equipment from other areas, so I don't need to necessarily research everything. We will be improving relations with Romania and Yugoslavia right now, so that we can take the Treaty of Perpetual Friendship. If we don't improve relations before that focus comes up, we will be stalled on it, so it slows us down a little bit. Once we have 200 support, we also want to take the persecute IMO activists, and that helps us a great deal with political power. We're going to build 1 battalion infantry. That's what we used our 5 Army XP for. That's what we needed it for. We're going to build 10 of them to continue down the IMRO decision tree. As we continue down, we have a choice to take the Balkan Federation project. We will take that right away, but do not click the other 2 decisions. We're going to wait for an event to fire after taking the Treaty of Perpetual Friendship. And in the meantime, let's take the People's Militia Directorate for another operative. And here we go. On this RNG, Yugoslavia did sign the Treaty of Perpetual Friendship. They seem more likely to sign it. If they don't in your game, that's okay. It just means that you'll need to click that Balkan Federation Dream decision to manually, I guess, passively boost their communist support. But since they signed it, I don't need to do this on this run. Next up, we will be taking Abolish the Constitution, which will reduce the cost of improving decisions. If you get this Venmo event, don't worry about it. Just choose the bottom or the least painful option. Again, you notice these research thoughts seem a little bit, research choices seems odd because again, I'm planning to license later. And finally, we can take the Balkan Federation of Socialist Republic. That was waiting for one of our other decisions to finish. And with the Abolish the Constitution gone, now our political power cost to take these decisions to either legalize or repress the different parties is half off, and that's why we waited so long. A little bit greedy, maybe a lot greedy, but that's the decision we took. After we complete that next focus, we're going to move on up and we want to start clicking the decisions to passively improve the communist support in every country except for Albania. Our goal is to coup Romania and flip Turkey and Greece. We're going to leave Albania alone, and Yugoslavia will flip pretty much on its own as well. We will also destabilize a little bit as well. Okay, eventually the broad socialists are integrated, and we got the political power and some base stability. So let's go after Zvenmo. We have some time. Let's just move on. Oh, Zvenmo coup preparations. Okay, so I didn't time this all that well. This is going to be really tight, I think. Zvenmo will eventually rebel against us. So I probably should have integrated them first. Agrarian popularity rising. That's fine. I don't care about those penalties. This is really cool. The March on Star Zagora. The negative event is it raises war support. I'll take it. I'm never going to ban those guys. I always like war support. And here we are. Since Turkey is now pushing 50%, I know that they will start flipping after 60, so I'm going to reassign my operatives from Turkey to Greece. We've got 2 in Romania to prepare for the coup, and the 2 that were on Turkey now get reassigned to Greece because I know that I can do things to Turkey to push them over 60. There's no more point in moving on them. When we coup Romania, don't forget to select a target. I'm selecting that target. It doesn't matter that much. Romania's Communist Party popularity is so high that we're going to quickly win that civil war, or at least we're going to help them win that civil war. And as we continue down, this is really, really tight. We're like 20 days away from the civil war with Zvenmo. On your run, I hope you integrate Zvenmo or repress them, whatever you want to do with them. Do that first, so you shouldn't be living on this close to the razor's edge. And look at this, because Turkey and Greece have now flipped. They've passively flipped. It's February 1939, which is about right. We will now bury the grudges of the past. And Yugoslavia flipped a long time earlier. Once the coup starts, we have an opportunity to click a decision which joins the war, and then we can invite the Communist Party of Romania to our faction and very swiftly defeat the civil war. Now, in your run, Turkey and Greece might flip earlier, they might flip later, but they will flip. The important thing is you got to coup, at least I've got to coup Romania, because if they don't flip, they can, on historical, actually go fascist. I'm going ahistorical, but I'm preparing for a historical. We're going to continue all the way down to the unification of the Balkans. And here we are, like 270 days later, we complete that, and because we have 4 communist neighbors, we get their cores. We core the whole land. They all become annexed. We get their troops. We get their divisions, their generals, their admirals. And let's finish this run up with a nice justification Albania, which is guaranteed by Italy. In this ahistorical run, Italy did not gobble up Albania. That's fine. We could have tried to flip them, but it's really not necessary. We have to generally go to war with Italy anyway. My divisions look like this: 27 width, 8 width of Marines, 3 of artillery, and then a medium tank on our front when we have enough mediums. And I said there wasn't a lot of combat here, and this is the main part of it. even though we really haven't fought that much, and neither is Italy, they don't really have a way to deal with our divisions, so we'll just move on through. They've got a lot of divisions, but our quality of divisions is so much higher, and so we will very quickly take them out. They didn't make a civil war on my game. If they had, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. They also joined White Finland in a faction, but because I only need to control my cores, I don't need to own them. We don't need to go to peace conference. The only thing left is to go to the Dodecanese, which our Marines were made to do this. They were made to cross straits, and we're moments away from completing the achievement. That's it. We've completed the focus that cored all the Balkans. We are communist. We are the leader of the faction, and we now control all of our cores. We do not own them. Italy is still at war with us. They're with the Finland faction, but that's not a requirement for the focus. And I'm kind of checking around to make sure I didn't miss any of our cores. Somehow we didn't core into Austria, Hungary, or anywhere else, but we did. Well, this is actually, again, a relatively fun achievement. It's a little bit of a technical achievement. There isn't a lot of combat, but it is fun. I still enjoy it. And you can launch from here to a world conquest if you'd like. Well, I hope this will help you if you ever decide to take this achievement, Balkan Problems Solved. And I hope you have fun. Thank you very much for watching.